Good morning, everybody. Today we would be discussing about the legality of object and consideration. Now, in first chapter we have seen the meaning of contract and the basic things of contract. Now, today onwards we will be beginning with the second module or second chapter, in which we will be discussing about legality of object and consideration. When an agreement is signed or we enter into any contract, at that point of time we need to check whether the agreement what we are entering or whether the contract in which we are entering is legal, whether the objects of this contract are legal, whether it is accepted by law, whether it is permissible in India or no. All these things we are supposed to understand, or we are supposed to know all these basic things. So with that intention, this small aspect has been added in your syllabus. Now, the consideration or object of an agreement must be lawful. It should be accepted by the law. It should be, valid. The agreement should be valid, and the agreement should be the act, whatever we are going to do. It should be clear, it should be declared, and the facts which we are considering in this agreement should be lawful. So, section 23 of Indian Contract Act is discussing about all these things. Now, the agreement is, if it is illegal and therefore it is forbidden, it is a void agreement. So, therefore, the two things, legality and our object of the contract, need to be understood. Now, object means the purpose. What is the purpose of entering into contract? With what intention we are entering in this contract? So all these things we are supposed to understand and know. If we know these things, then we will be able to understand the legality and object of the consideration of the contract. Now, the legality of object means the purpose for what we are entering into contract, with what intention we are entering into contract, and whether this intention or this object is accepted by law, whether it is allowed. All these things we are supposed to understand and know. So here section 23 will tell us when what consideration and objectives are unlawful. If these things are unlawful, the remaining other things are lawful. So here we should understand what all acts are unlawful. So for that, section 23 of Indian Contract Act has given us the detailed idea. So here we will see the first point. If it is forbidden by law, if it is forbidden means प्रतिबंध घालणे. जर त्याला कायद्याने प्रतिबंध घातला असेल तर. Now here, if the object or consideration is to do an act which is forbidden by law, at this point of time the agreement is void. It is non-operable. It is forbidden. When it is punishable by the criminal law, or when it is prohibited by special legislation or regulation or regulatory authority. For example, Mr. A is selling goods to Mr. B which are being smuggled from other country. So smuggling is unlawful activity, and the agreement or contract in which they are entering, it is forbidden by law and it is against the law. Therefore, any contract entered or any contract which has been signed with this intention is unlawful. Therefore, any contract or any agreement which has an object of smuggling goods or transfer of unlawful activities, so at that point of time this agreement or object is said to be unlawful and it is void. This agreement will be void or which will be non-operable. After that, the second point is, if it is of such a nature that if permitted it would defeat the provision of law. For example, if act which is being allowed, then it will be defeating or it will be breaking the law or breaking the rules which are being set for this actual valid agreements. Therefore, these kind of acts are unlawful and these kind of acts will not be allowable. So here, for example, a debtor agrees not to raise the play of limitation. It is void because it defeats the provision of the Indian Limitation Act. Okay, so these kind of acts are said to be unlawful. Another example for this is M agrees to enter into service under N on a weekly wage of rupees 200 and expenses allowance of rupees 50. Both M and N know that the expenses allowance is devised to evade tax. This agreement is therefore void. Now whatever the allowance are there, they are they are devices to evade taxes. So therefore these kind of things, when we are doing the act, what we are doing, these acts, if they are breaking the rules or law, then these kind of agreements or acts are said to be forbidden, and these kind of considerations or objects are unlawful. Therefore the Indian Contract Act will not allow with the legality of these kind of agreements. After that, we have third point, that is if it is fraudulent. Fraudulent means the agreement which is being made to fraud somebody or to cheat somebody with an intentional way of disturbing them or robbing. All these kind of fraudulent activities are said to be unlawful. For example, A, B and C agree to divide among themselves any money or gain acquired by fraud or by robbery, etc. So A, B, C are doing robbery and they are dividing dividing whatever they get from that fraud equally. So these kind of objects are unlawful and it is not considered as a legality, or it is not considered as legal. So therefore these kind of acts are unlawful. After that, we have fourth point, if the court regards it as immoral. Now when the court agrees that the act which has been done is immoral, at that point of time these kind of agreements or contracts are considered as unlawful. For example, if a person who knowingly lets his house, who knowingly purposefully gives his house on rent for prostitution or supply of drugs or to store the smuggled goods and all, so at that point of time these property is being given for unlawful activity, and therefore it is immoral, it is spreading immorality in the society. Therefore this act or this consideration is unlawful. Therefore the agreement will be void. After that, we have the next point is of if it involves or implies injury to person or property of another. Now if these kind of acts which involves injury to others, physical injury, financial injury, mental injury, or loss to anybody, at that point of time these kind of considerations are said to be unlawful. Therefore these kind of acts or these kind of agreements are said as void agreement, which are not lawful. For example, X promises to pay rupees 1000 to Y if Y beats or assaults Z. Y agrees and he starts on it. Therefore these kind of acts will become unlawful. Another example for this, suppose Omkar tells Vinayak that beat principal, I will give you 5000 rupees. So at that point of time this act is unlawful. So here this agreement cannot be a lawful agreement and it is forbidden by law, and it is a void agreement which is unlawful. After that, we have last point, if the court regards it as opposed to public policy. If these kind of acts what have been done or whatever is been doing, if the court agrees and if the court has given judgment that these kind of acts are unlawful and these kind of acts cannot be accepted in the society, therefore these acts will be said as unlawful activities. Therefore, if these 6 points are there, then the act or consideration will be illegal, and if the agreement is not having these 6 things, then it is lawful. Therefore, we should remember these things while entering into any contract. So therefore, the legality of objective and consideration means the objective or intention with which the agreement has started or with which we are entering into any agreement, and we need to follow those legal norms. If we are not following, then the agreement becomes void or unlawful. Which acts will be unlawful? For that we have 6 points. That is, first, if it is forbidden by law, if it is such a nature that if permitted it would defeat the provision of law. Third, if it is fraudulent. Fourth, if the court regards it as immoral. Fifth, if it involves or implies injury to the person or property of another. Last, if the court regards it as opposed to the public policy, then these acts will be unlawful. Therefore, we should not involve ourselves in these kind of unlawful activities. Okay, so we'll stop here in this class. If you all have any doubts till today, you all can feel free to contact me at any point of time. Thank you. Good day.